Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Sports Wire. Welcome back. We're going into our second half of the show.
Yep.
I'm Vinny Apicella with Irvin Gomez and our guest Booker T. McJunkin. Before I get back to that, I do want to invite every viewer out there to come on down to Cody's Diner at 95 Water Street. After the show, we will be there. That's our official post-rap restaurant.
Yes.
And we'll be there. Just come on down and say hi and, have a bite to eat. So, come back to the interview at hand. Once again, thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you played football.
I played
You
football.
played minor pro football, correct?
I played college ball.
Mm-hmm.
I played, tried out for the pros, and I played minor league football.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your career.
Well, I started in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
and I played at Thomas Jefferson High School, and then from there went to Lamar University, played down in Beaumont in the SWAC conference. Then traveled around and played with a couple of pro teams, tried out with a couple of pro teams, didn't make it, went into the military. Spent 4 years in the military, got hurt, then came back, and when I moved back to New York, there was no football, no real football.
Right.
So, and I wanted to play football. I wanted some competition. So I started the New York Bandits.
Wow.
And played on the team as I worked with management and running the team on the day-to-day operations. And then my mother passed away. I moved away, and then I came back and started the Empire State Titans with Sid Reyes, and did that for a little while. Played with them for a while. Played against the Connecticut Giants, all of these teams in this area, and then tore my ACL. Took some time off, and it's like football is like a woman. When you're in a relationship, if she hurts you, you go away for a little while. You mend your wounds.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And then I came back and started the Venom in New York. And I didn't want to just start a program and just do football. There had to be something else that was going to keep me going, because sometimes you get tired of playing football and you get tired of practice and but there had to be something else that kept me attracted to the sport. And that something else was doing more for the people and the kids that played the sport. We have a tendency to want to win, and we put winning over everything that we ever do.
Yep.
And sometimes people get lost in our drive to win. And a lot of coaches have to realize that you can win with helping people out. You can win with teaching. You can win with putting your trust and faith in some of these kids. And the minute that you get them to believe in you and in the program and in the stuff that you're telling them, then you not only win on the field, but you win off the field. And a lot of times, a lot of these kids are discouraged, so they don't believe in programs, and that's when they start to migrate away from the program, because they think that the people that are running the programs are only out for themselves. And so me, Coach Gray, we are a driving force. We're trying to, I don't want you to come to practice if you have homework. These are things that you have to do, because practice is going to always be here. But if you fail that test, you may not graduate. I want you to concentrate more on the things that you need to do. So, people say, well, I got to work, coach. Or you think I should take off? No, you got to feed your family. You got to do things that's going to keep you and keep your family well. And if you don't do those things, then football, you come out here and you do more for football than you lose in your home life. We want you to win in your home life and win in the football game.
You're actually the very first coach I've ever heard say that. It's like, and I guess it's something where I kind of I like that mentality, first of all, that your home life comes first so you can succeed at everything. I know for me, when I was playing baseball, baseball came first above all. Even when I was getting into softball, as an adult, sports came first because you're part of a team. It's a commitment. But I do like the idea, the idea that you have of, make sure that you're at work because you're making money to support your family.
Prioritize.
And you're right, prioritizing. And I like that. I think it's great because it sheds a new light on what sports really are, and that is, it is a way of getting, when you're at a certain level of making money, but when you're down here, you got to make sure that your home is taken care of first.
I always tell these guys, think about sports. If you're playing in the pros, you're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Your money never subsides when you're in the pros.
Mm-hmm.
So in minor league, why does your money have to subside when you're playing minor league football?
Yeah.
You gotta keep making money to survive. And so we have to encourage these kids that you gotta go to work. You gotta do what you need to do for your family. You can't take any shortcuts. And the minute that they start to realize that, they start to become better individuals because now they see themselves doing more. We got a kid, as a kid in New York, the kid, excellent father. He was a foster child. I mean, he was adopted as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a promise he has 2 kids, but he made a promise to his kids that he would never ever not be there for them.
Wow.
So here he is, he's homeless, he's living from place to place, but every weekend he goes and picks up his children.
Wow.
Regardless of whether he has or not, every weekend he goes and picks up his children. And he was like, he had got hurt, he won a lawsuit and had a lot of money and everybody was around him, and now he's broke. And he still goes and picks up his children, and he's like, you know what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what's going to happen. And I said, he said, I want to thank you for helping me out. I told him, I said, I'll wire you some money, make sure you're okay, so you'll have something to eat. And he said, I really admire you. I said, no, I admire you. Because through all your trials and tribulations, you never ever shirk your responsibilities as a parent.
That's wow. I'm speechless at that story. That's amazing, and it actually ties in. This past week we saw the movie out in studios in Home Run. It's a great movie. I definitely recommend going to see it. And it kind of focuses. It's one of the smaller themes of the story is a guy who went on to play Major League Baseball, shirked his responsibility as a parent, and kind of left his child with the child's mother and just didn't pay any attention to him. And then, it comes full circle at the end. But I like that mentality, and especially the fact of the guy who had nothing, gave his all to his children. That's impressive.
And he just called me up this past week, and I put jobs on the Facebook page. I sit up and cut and paste and put jobs on the Facebook page, on the New Haven Venom Facebook page, and he was
New Haven Venom Facebook page.
Yes, and that is actually linked from our homepage, and it'll be on our SC9 TV page starting on Monday.
And he called me up and he was elated. He was like, and I was like, what's wrong? I said, what happened, James? I said, what's going on? He said, I sent my resume out to 2 jobs up in New Haven, and I sent them out to a couple of jobs, and 2 jobs called me back. And I was like, wow. He was like, I really believe in the program. I really believe, and you told us if we put the effort forth that things are going to happen. And that's what these guys got to have. They got to have a sense of belief. And I always believe that if you have nothing else, you don't have to have money, you don't have to have anything else, but if you believe in yourself and you believe that you can do something, then that's you won half the battle. This football team started just off of belief.
Yeah. Nothing, and I'm quoting the movie. Nothing good happens without taking a leap, or something like that, without taking a chance.
Right.
And that's absolutely fantastic.
That is fantastic. Please tweet your thoughts on the conversation. Anything that any questions you have for Booker, please tweet us. Let us know what's going on.
Absolutely.
And I have a question for you. Like, what do you say to someone who's sitting at home watching this and they're thinking, man, I see that Booker's given a lot. Maybe I can contribute. Like, any pointers or direction that you can give someone that either wants to play on your team or help out,
or help sponsor too.
help sponsor or help with the program, or
Well, I always tell people there are always a lot of people that want to come out and play football, and they don't feel that they're physically ready to play football.
okay.
There's no time period on getting in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can come out there and walk. Just get the camaraderie of the football team to push you, to edge you on, to do better.
Oh, I see.
And so that's what we encourage. Everybody doesn't have to be a football player to come out and work out with the football team.
That's awesome.
You can get
That's
anybody out there, and a lot of the girls that want to come out can come out and work and do the agility drills with the football team. So we're not turning our back on anybody.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there are people out there that want to sponsor, we want the help.
Right.
Listen. I always tell people I don't turn anything down. That's why I don't have a collar, because I hate turning that down. So we want people to come out and help us. We want to show this community that there's a viable commodity here that can do a lot for this community. And it can, and a lot of times you look at football and you look at what it can do, and just knowing that there's a minor league team in New Haven will bring people to New Haven. Because there are some people that are well engulfed in football and they just want to see a good game.
Absolutely.
And there are people in this community that want to see a good game.
Yeah.
And we want to put on a show. We want people to come out and support us. We need the help.
Please.
Our football, outside of everything else, you look at every other sport, football is one of the most expensive sports.
Insurance is probably the first expense.
Well, you know what? A lot of times, some of these teams don't have insurance. Some of these teams go by, off of the strength of the ball players, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to put somebody's health or life in jeopardy.
Right.
On June 30th, we're going to play in the Jamal Davis Classic. The Jamal Davis Classic is dedicated to one of the football players that used to be with the Brooklyn Seminoles. He was playing football. He didn't even make the tackle, but he had got hurt a couple of weeks prior, and he kept telling the coach that his neck was hurting, his head was hurting, and then he wasn't even on the play, but he was running to make a tackle, and he fell face down, and he severed his neck, and he was paralyzed from the neck down, and then he's since passed away. So everybody's raising money to continue, give a scholarship in his name, the Jamal Davis Classic. So we're a part of the Jamal Davis Classic on June 30th, 2013 out in Brooklyn. And we want to give back. So, it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be $1. Everybody in this community can donate $1 and it can help this program out. And it's not a lot of money. But we need your support. And if you can come out and support us, it's great. And don't even think that the jobs that I post or that are posted up on the website are just for the football players. Link up to the Facebook page and you can take advantage of the job postings as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, right now there's a link to the New Haven Venom Facebook page on our homepage. And also, starting on Monday, it'll be on our As Seen on TV page. Sportswire Entertainment has also liked the page, so you could definitely get to it from our Facebook page as well. And I think that's great because you're helping the entire community. It's not just the football players, and by creating a viable option to the NFL, because the Venom play in the fall, correct? So it's
Right.
directly opposite the NFL, directly
Right.
against the NFL. So if you can't afford to go down to MetLife Stadium to pay for Mark Sanchez's overwhelming contract for not being played this year, you don't want to pay that money. There's a viable option right here in Hamden. You're playing at, correct?
We're going to be playing at Hamden. And you may not be able to go to MetLife Stadium, but we can bring you into Hamden High School Football Stadium and give you a taste of MetLife. And that's all we want to do. We want to take you out of the area that you're in, and we want to put you in another place. And if that place is minor league football, then that's minor league or amateur football, then that's where we want you to be. And believe it or not, we're gonna have halftime shows. We're gonna have we're looking for Venom dances. So if there's anybody out there that wants to do a dance team that wants to be affiliated with the Venom, come on down. We're looking for a Venom dance team, and we're gonna have probably an American Idol or a Venom Idol where we over a period of time at the halftime we have a couple of people sing.
My son will be there.
He sings.
Okay, and bring them on down. And then we want to get the people involved in the community. We're gonna talk to some of the local car dealerships and see if they can donate a car, and we'll raffle that car off at the end of the season.
Great. That's fantastic. Coach McJunkins, I definitely want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely check out New Haven Venom Facebook page. Like I said, the link's on our page. Definitely check them out in the fall. We will be definitely covering them over the summer and over their whole season here on Sports Wire Entertainment. But we're going to take a break and